Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Member Spotlight by Allied Muslim Chamber of Business. MCOB is a membership-based social enterprise with a mission to create a thriving Muslim business community. It's the power of collective wisdom, continued learning, and thought leadership brought together for Muslims by Muslims. Our core belief is that business leaders thrive when they have access to a supportive community of peers who challenge and inspire each other. Today, we have with us our member, Mansoor Khan. With over 25 years of experience in supply chain technology, Mansoor has built and implemented systems that move products efficiently, connect enterprise data, and eliminate operational inefficiencies across global supply chains. His work has helped organizations reduce logistics costs and scale platforms are used by more than 500 global enterprises. Welcome, Mansoor.
Nice meeting you, Asif.
Thank you for being here with us on this journey. Would love to hear about you, how you started, and where you are today.
Okay, yeah. So I used to work in a company called Manhattan Associates for a long time. That's a supply chain technology company. And then coming from a technical background, I always been fascinated with the way how the supply chain domain itself has been challenged over the period of time. Like from the traditional shopping experience to e-commerce to pick up from store to door delivery and all that. The transition was always been fascinating for me, and supporting technology is something which I enjoyed. So I have been working on the supply chain domain for many years, almost 23 years now, and I love the domain. And when I was taking the American citizenship, working in the same company for a long time, I
Mhm.
realized that maybe it's time for me to do something of my own and then explore the world and explore the opportunity. And that's prompted me to start the company what I started.
All right. So, how long ago did you start your company?
It's almost sixth year now. We are running sixth year. Started here local in Alpharetta, Georgia, Atlanta, called CSCS, Cloud Supply Chain Solutions. A lot of things were moving to cloud at that time, like legacy applications were getting rewritten, infrastructure is getting moved around cloud. And I found that that time the supply chain technology also needing a lot of cloud native applications and cloud native services.
Mhm.
And I took that as an opportunity. I took my years of experience of supply chain and then started the company.
All right. So, tell us a little bit more about your company. What services does it provide, and just a little deeper insight into it.
Okay, so we do a mix of services and solutions. The first couple of years of our journey has been purely concentrating on supply chain services, like be it's a customer who's trying to implement a transportation management solution, be it's a customer who's trying to optimize their warehouse management operations, or trying to bring in different product lines on order management, or trying to optimize their network of inventory, or optimize their traceability of inventory. They want to track where the inventory is, where and when to order, and how much to order, or in other words, how do I reduce the cost, and how do I increase the sales, and how do I increase the revenue. So all that, a lot of customers were looking for help with either the systems and softwares which they have already invested in, and we were providing services on enhancing them and making best use of them.
Mhm.
And in parallel, we were also working on connecting the dots, integrating those systems together so that they produce the actual value for which the customers bought in. So that's
Okay.
how our consulting practice started. Eventually, within 2 years into the journey, we realized that a lot of things, a lot of challenges has been more of a repetitive nature. All
Mhm.
the customers are facing similar challenge with the different systems. So while we are continuing our consulting, we also invested on building a cloud native microservices enabled architected application platform
Mhm.
to do and solve those challenges, provide that integration, enhance the visibility, recommend some optimizations on top of that. And that's how we evolved in the last 2.5 years. Like first 2 years consulting, in the following year continuing consulting and platform. And we call the platform a Scotty. It's a trademark platform. It's called Supply Chain Optimization, Traceability, and Integration. Scotty is pretty much AI native platform. So we were able to include all
Mm.
the cool features of AI in terms of the route planning side of the predictions, in terms of asset tracking, in terms of providing visibility for the IoT devices on the transportation, in
Mhm.
terms of providing some predictions on how much labor I should be deploying on a warehouse, what kind of volume I'm going to be having on a given day while I'm going to be receiving a bunch of inventories in pallets on my warehouses, where AI can come into play and help make more calculated and predicted demand planning, how
Okay.
else AI can change the routes of a given delivery, all that stuff where we added AI on top of the platform, top of Scotty. And that's our day to day right now. So while we are still providing consulting, we also enable these platforms. Again, the platforms are designed to work on a complex ecosystems, enterprise customers as a plug and play. And then when it's mid market or lower, it becomes like an end to end solution.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you have this platform for about 2 years,
2 years
2 to 3 years,
now, about
two
two
years.
years. We have had small pockets of solutions for more than 2 years. We
Mhm.
put them under the platform. We started marketing and branding and licensing under one single platform in the last 6 months or so.
Okay. All right. And how's that journey so far? And I believe you are only providing this platform in the US, or is it in other countries as well?
We have been doing only in US, but recently, when I say recently, in less than 3 months, we got a couple of deals in Saudi Arabia. So we
Okay.
have customers in Riyadh now. And matter of fact, in the Leap conference, which is happening in 2026 April,
Mhm.
I'm participating in one of the tech panel, as well as I'm one of the speaker on AI and supply chain in Leap.
Okay.
I'm also going to be talking, as well as there's one more event where I'm going to be contributing on within Leap. So I'm exploring that side of the market too.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it is a very promising market. We have a number of members who are going to leap, and
Oh, interesting.
that's good.
Okay.
And how is your journey? You came from a corporate side, and now you started your company about 5 years ago. How's your journey as an entrepreneur so far?
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting journey. A lot of ups and downs, of course. Alhamdulillah, like my journey, I originally from India, came from a pretty poor family background to begin with. Studied everything in the local language. English was second language. English was full fledged was in college and university. Like until high school, the whole subjects were taught in a different language called Tamil, and English was only one subject. So just that journey itself was pretty challenging from a high schooler to college, from a medium of instructions into English and adopting English and making an impression was the first, I would say, interesting journey in my life. And then moving to US, working in a corporate like Manhattan Associates, pretty big company, and working with customers like Walmart, Home Depot,
Mhm.
and dealing with their high volume. Like I almost worked for 7 years implementing the transportations of the North American, like Canada, US, and Latin America side of the network for Walmart during Manhattan days. It was very exhaustive and very extensive learning experience. With all that, it required definitely a faith is definitely there, guts as well as faith to try something new, because when things are working out well, you are in a comfortable job, things are looking pretty promising for the next many years in promotions and all that, but wanted to do something different. And also a few years ago, before I started, in fact many years ago, I also happened to volunteer for a relief organization, faith-based relief organization dealing with Syrian refugees coming to US
Okay.
officially through official channel. So I was volunteering and I was helping them out, and that has personally created an impact, internal impact, saying that as an individual, I have more capacity to do to the community and I can do more.
Okay.
And it helped me realize kind of my own self talent and what others don't have and what we have, and how do you appreciate and what else can you do, and how to push things beyond what you are from your comfort zone and all that.
Hmm.
was kind of a natural, like a growth pattern as an individual, and then gave me guts to start a company. And yeah, I had a plan. I wouldn't say everything, but high level. I know I had a backup plan to begin with. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, and then things worked out in my way, alhamdulillah. And then so far, so good.
All right. So, with the fellow entrepreneurs who would be listening to you and watching you, what are some of the lessons that you learned or things that you did not expect that they would be there, but the challenges that you faced?
Okay, yeah, I think there are always, we always say, right, in our life, oh, I wish I haven't done that, and I wish I could have done that. It's always there, right? So, a big lesson which I learned as an individual as well as an entrepreneur is that um, don't get too much on things which is like, didn't happen, like, you wish XYZ could have happened. Don't worry too much about it, but take the lesson from it. Like, going forward, I'm not going to be repeating the same mistake. Going forward, I'm going to be doing more on what worked, and not going to repeat what did not work, and lesson learn. And also, trying that too early is very important. Like, we don't need to be waiting for sometimes months and years to know that that's not going to work. Like, as an entrepreneur, we should be ready to accept a decision which was taken is not working in the way how you are expected.
Hmm.
Learn from it, change it fast, and move on, right? And then also not do not wait for a lot of things to get to the fact of the table. Now I can make the decision. That is not that's not an entrepreneurial style. Sometimes you'll have to jump with minimal facts you have in your hand, go with it. Of course, from the here we can, I say, put tawakkul to Allah, make your plan, and then go for it, right? So that's how it is. So from a lesson learned, yes, I wish there are certain things which I would have learned in a faster way
Hmm.
than waiting or hoping that things to work. Could have minimized some of the past delays or damages, but again, it's a lesson learned. Nothing to worry.
Okay. All right. When you look at your company, where it is today, and and when you look at how technology is changing and the use of AI and all that stuff, where do you see your company in 3 years?
Okay. So we are definitely, I mean, by the blessing, we're definitely very ahead in the race, because what is happening, if you look at in the buzz of the AI, is that everybody is accepting that, like, yeah, we have to start adopting it. We have
Hmm.
to put into use. But there is a challenge is, where is the best place to put that AI to use? That is where a big struggle or big gap in the industry. People have investing in AI without knowing what value that's going to bring in and how they're going to be using it, right? That is where we as a company, alhamdulillah, like much ahead in the race, where we exactly knew the AI use cases which
Hmm.
are fitting the supply chain problem, right? I can pick up few to many here, but in the interest of time, the way how a typical traditional check-in process happens on a given yard,
Hmm.
or a way how physical equipments and trailers are maintained and loads are assigned based on the availability of the drivers and the pallets, and the way how trips are getting defined and redefined when the earlier trips are running late and all that. There were lots and complicated SOP practices in place today. A lot of software supports that, right? We were able to implement these solutions through AI, where we are able to track, using smart integration, we're able to track the physical impact of an ongoing trip or an ongoing equipment, and alert the dispatcher ahead of time, alert the customer ahead of time about the delays, alert the dispatcher about the replanning. Many a times, automate that plan if the dispatcher is ready for the system to automate.
Hmm.
All that places where we are able to put AI in place right now, right? And so we have identified the core value of AI and the relevant use cases where it's going to produce the most ROI on it.
Hmm.
So that's where we are very thrilled. That's where we are very excited, and we definitely feel like, we'll be inshallah ahead in the race in the next 3 years. We do have certain challenges, like in terms of the way how the company was formed, bootstrap, the go-to-market strategy from a financial limitations perspective, accelerating the sales without much cash on the backup to support. How do we raise that capital, which we haven't done before?
Mhm.
So all that are some of the challenges which we need to solve to stay ahead in the race. But alhamdulillah, in terms of the innovations we have, in terms of the platform we have, in terms of the number of AI use cases we have already identified and solved and started implementing to customers, is excellent. Like people talk about agentic AI, and we already have an agentic AI implemented for the individual truckers and like owner operator drivers. In other words, where it is working like an agent for them and in parallel planning or finding the next optimal trip for them. Today they do that over the phone, someone else in the back office do it, brokers involved. We have deployed individual agentic AI where that is working as an agent, working for that individual truck or the driver,
Mhm.
finding the next best load, doing all those things what a typical agent would do. And it's a clear use case. And then we also happen to we take a pride that we are rolling out that first to a community driven drivers,
Mhm.
like an exclusive Somalian and Sudanese drivers who are actually having their own network of group of way of operating, finding a load in the market and all that. And we are
Okay.
actually rolling out to them first. So we are very happy that we are also working with them and for them.
All right. Awesome. No, that's great to hear, and how you have taking a company, and now you're running a decent size company at the moment. So inshallah, looking forward to seeing your growth, and we are here to support you and cheer for you, whatever you have plans for. So
No,
thank you again, Mansoor, for being here with us and being our member, and looking forward to seeing your progression in business.
oh, thank you. Same here. Very nice meeting you, and thank you for your time. And definitely looking forward to work with the rest of the group of the members and explore and grow together.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much. Sonic
Yeah.
comes.
Walaikum salam.